Good morning and welcome to Gulfstream today. Brian Nadeau and Samantha Perry with you as we kick off another 5-day race week here in the championship meet. And as has been the theme, another beautiful day here in Hollandale Beach. We hope to see you out here. Fast main track, firm turf course, of course the Tapeta in play as well. Solid 9-race card, and this is the penultimate week before it's Pegasus World Cup week, and we'll have the final round of invites today, correct?
Yep, we will indeed, and it's shaping up to be a really exciting race, a really exciting time around here as we get everything kind of tightened up, and just an incredible card in general that they put together for Pegasus. So
Yeah.
looking forward to it.
We were talking in the office earlier this morning that I think from 1 to 12, I think it will be the deepest and most competitive Pegasus we've had, and the best betting Pegasus that we've had as well.
Yeah, I agree.
So
Yeah.
it's taking shape. We'll draw that on Sunday, by the way. All 3 Pegasus World Cup races, the card in its finality, entirety as well, but the 3 Pegasus World Cup races will be drawn right here on Sunday. We'll have that on the simulcast feed and the TV and all that kind of good stuff. But today, the Rainbow Six on this 9-race card, race number 4, $200,000 in the estimated jackpot. It's growing very quickly already, $108,000 carryover. Ronnie's back here. He'll have a ticket for us, and the early pick 5 is going to kick off today. And with Gulfstream Park front and center on a Wednesday here, should be big healthy pools today. Let's take a look at my early pick 5 ticket. Right off the rip, the first scratch of the day was my top pick in long shot in
Mine
race
too.
1. Oh, really?
Yeah.
So that's out.
Yeah.
Delightful Dixie is out of the opener, so I scratched down to 4 horses here. It's a very competitive race. We'll get to it in a second. Race number 2, I've got the 5 Happy Sunday. Race number 3, I've got the 7, and that is Replevin. We'll show a video there. Race 4, another top pick out, so I scratch into a horse in the 4, Knox, who will probably be a very short number in there on a drop. And in race number 5, let's go 3 deep. My original long shot was Mobay Princess, but I went in the opener, and that is out. So Mobay Princess, the 4 in race 5. It's funny how that works,
It
but
is.
right. So I guess you're out of the opener.
Yeah.
I'm out of the opener. I scratch into a horse. You scratch into a horse. 17-5 on the Tapeta. 5.5 furlongs here for fillies and mares 4 and up, which have never won 3 races. And as I already mentioned, scratch the 7, Delightful Dixie. You're going to scratch into the 2, Bubbly Champagne, who got it done last time off the claim for Pete Walder, rising from a 2L today.
Yeah, which is always tough, but the good news is it's restricted non-winners of 3 race, so it's not like it's an open 17-5, and I feel like that kind of evens the playing field a bit. And it was a big victory. I didn't want to have her on top. That's why I had a long shot here, but I think she'll be able to work something out.
I scratch into the 9, DeMar's Legacy, who's second choice on the morning line. Wouldn't shock me at all if she went favored here. It's Cassie, it's Dylan Davis. What a start he's had since the new year ticked over. Back to the Tapeta today for DeMar's Legacy.
That should help, right?
Yeah.
The races back in 2023 were good ones, but she's had a very spotty race record. And look at this, turf to Tapeta, though, at Gulfstream the last 4 years, 22%, and pretty good. That's a decent ROI for the barn.
It is. The problem with her now, we haven't seen her since June 9th, and
Yeah.
she's running only against 3-year-olds. She'll meet older gals today.
It's tough.
Yeah, it's tough. Her herself, she's now a year older as well. Morning line favorite, at least, is the 4, Look Like It, who will try Tapeta for Saffie's, but got a lot of speed.
Yes, a lot of speed,
Yeah.
which is a good thing to
is.
have here. But there's some other speed in here as well, so maybe she gets tangled up early on.
Well, that's possible.
Yeah.
That's probably why you looked at the 7 and why I looked at the 7 as well. And the 7 coming out doesn't affect the flow of the race whatsoever, so they're going to be hitting hard. Early pick 4 in race number 2, 17-5 maiden claimers here. 3-year-old fillies going at it. Field of 7. Let's take a look at Samantha's early pick 4, and then we'll get into this race.
I've got a $12 play here. Race 3, there's a single of Replevin. This is my best bet here. Race number 4. I do have the 1, Flatter Me, on top. And in race number 5, just too deep, the 7 on top for me, Jayana. For Joe Catney's $12 play.
All right, there we go. Let's get back into it. This is a very difficult race. You're on the 1, Cicatriz, who will try the main track for the second time. Lasix in a nice weight break with Melvis Gonzalez aboard.
Yeah, that helps.
Yeah.
I like the rail post here for this filly as well. She doesn't have the earliest breaking speed
Right.
from the gate, but I think having a weight allowance in a spot like this is not a bad thing at
No,
all.
Melvis came up the fence the other day for me on Sunday with Gulfstream.
Yeah.
Done a nice job, and I like a Barrio stable as well, so I have her firmly in my mix. I'm on the 5. Happy Sunday. She's going to try the main track. This is kind of a Samantha angle.
Yeah.
We'll try the main track for the first time. Daughter of Buchero, so it does worry me a little bit. She didn't love the Tapeta, but maybe the change up today will work. Lasix as well.
Exactly, and it was a slight drop in class, which is a good sign that race produced a couple next out winners. So that they're all good signs here, and I think she's drawn well.
Yeah, for sure. I agree with that. Rancho Vista certainly figures. Dave Brady's firing here. She's got speed, so that's going to help her. What did you make of the Pletcher Rapoli Irad firster? That is Candy and Wine debuting at the bottom. Vino Rosso going 6. Big no thanks, right?
Yeah, I think so. What in the world do you do with this horse? There are no works online of this filly here. They're giving her away practically, so I don't know. It'll be interesting to see if she gets a bet.
I kind of feel like she has to. That's why she's at least the morning line favorite. You look at these horses, and I don't want to disrespect any of them, but they're just not much. And then you look at the connections of what's going to pop in the walking ring, and I think they're going to bet her, but that doesn't mean you have to take her on top. That's for sure. I would definitely watch the tote board. If she's not favored, I would say the old Pasadena, as our buddy Ron likes to say. Race number 3, we'll go 5 on the Tapeta in what is a $50,000 maiden claimer. 3-year-olds go at it here. Let's scratch the 2 Lexus Game. We'll bring a field of 7. Your best bet is my top pick as well, and that's Replevin, and we can show the race on the Tapeta last time, first time on it.
Yeah, and this is the second start in the Bobby DeBona barn. This horse, whenever I first saw him, he did not look like he was in the Bobby DeBona program, was very furry and just wasn't carrying good condition, and now this race was just a complete 180 for him. He looked so much better in the paddock. I thought this race here on December 15th, he would win easily, but I put in my notes that he'll win next time out.
Yeah, this was a pretty good effort because, again, they threw a lot of things at him. It was a maiden special weight drop to 50 last time. He ran it well. Art Fair was just down the road. But, I think he's clearly the horse to beat. I don't have as much confidence as you. I used others in here. I just, with all the Cox runners being so live, I would think New York is as well here. I like what they're doing. He's running for 50. They paid 60. It's not like we talked earlier in at the bottom. This is an expensive $50,000.
Yeah, it is. And I think whenever you're getting in between the 50,000, or I think Friday there's like a 75,000, it's really all the same at the end of the day, in my opinion, because there's not a lot of people that would claim an Echo Town for 50,000.
I agree with that part of it. Yeah, no doubt. Now, Knock Knock Joke has got some things going on today. He tried. He was in that race last time. He was 6. He wasn't really a threat. So, but now blinkers go on today.
They do, and he just jumped up at the break and didn't do any running after that. They just kind of seemed like they reserved him. And I think from a sharp break here today, we'll find out what he is.
Yeah, and Joe Orsino's has had such a very good championship meet as well. Tyler's here, so there's a lot of things to like, and he can be tighter and tougher second time on the Tapeta as well. 3 down, 6 to go. Let's take a quick break here on Gulfstream today. When we come back, Rainbow 6 time, $200,000 in the estimated jackpot. Ron Nicoletti's got the tickets. Stay tuned.
And they're off.
New DRF All Access Past Performances. With one best-in-class product, you now get all 3 past performance formats. Easily switch between views. Access the most trusted information in horse racing with DRF All Access Past Performances. Go to DRF.com and use coupon code 1FREEPP for a free single card today.
Welcome back to Gulfstream today. Brian and Samantha with you. Beautiful Wednesday here. Wiener Wednesday,
It's
by the way.
Wiener Wednesday.
Yeah, get over there and play some bets and get some hot dogs.
Yeah.
Pretty cool promotion. $10, I think, gets you a hot dog. I might test it and see if, do I get 10 if I bet $100?
Oh.
I'm going to look into that
You
today.
should, yeah.
And I'll have an answer for you.
All right.
'Cause
When we roll you out of here?
Yeah, well, I'll just go like that. Rainbow six time, I promise you. We'll get off of this. $200,000 in the estimated jackpot now. Ronnie's got this ticket on what's going to be a big number today.
Yeah.
With, front and center here on a beautiful day in a firm turf course. Let's take a look at Ron's ticket here. This is growing real quickly, and he's got a 43.20.
I like it. He's spreading in this opening leg here in race number 5. The 4, 5, and 8. He's got your Mobe Princess, Gimme Mo Baby, and Miscreant. Race 6, there's his single of the number 1, Spirited Boss. It must be his best bet here today. Race number 7, 3 deep, 1, 4, and 7. I'm a Lucky Man looks pretty competitive in that spot. Second time for Sandino Hernandez. Race number 8, just 2 deep, the 1 and the 7. Those are my top 2 picks here as well. And in the finale, wide open finale, the 2 Maldini, the 7 Rashid, and the 10 Dazzle AP in a 43.20 play.
Yeah, good finale on the
Yes.
turf, and it is wide open, especially now that the morning line favorite is scratched out of that race. We'll get to it, but yeah, that really kind of blows that race up, to be sure. Let's start it here in race number 4. We'll go a flat 1-turn mile. These are $8,000 3 L's, the 4-year-olds and up. We scratch out the big favorite on the morning line, the 7 Secret Lover. I would assume now Knox will go as a strong favorite here, but you're trying to upset him a little bit with Flatter Me, who ran so well on the main track last time.
Very well, and it just kind of got into a little bit of trouble in the lane. I'm not saying that this horse was going to win by any means, but still had to alter course pretty severely that last jump at the finish line. The rail draw here today, not a lot of early speed. That was a pretty slow race.
You can't go any slower
Yeah,
than that.
but to be honest, I don't know how fast they're going to go here either.
I think that's fair. I mean, they'll probably go a little quicker, but that's going to keep him in the race if they go slower, and I think that's a big help. I scratch into Knox. I had the 7 singled. Knox is no great shakes. I mean, he has not been remotely close to the winner in a long, long time, but now he has not been in for 8 ever, and this is a massive drop for him.
Huge drop. Is it suspicious? Yeah, but also it's probably something that should have happened a long time ago.
Well, that's a very good point that you bring up. He was in over his head. You can see, it's Arundel and Delgado, and they never really bet him either, so that kind of tells you he's been in over his head. I'm not saying they're giving up, but as you kind of said, this is probably where he's supposed to be for, at least since he went off form back in February. So I think he puts up today, but I have no problem with anybody trying to beat him either. Let's show 16 Cigarettes, who's the now horse off a 2L romp last time. And he had a weight break with Mika aboard last time, and now he's going to get one with Melvis Gonzalez. Yes, he got perfectly set up. We have to be honest about that. But he also took advantage of it, and he absolutely blasted this group.
He did, and I don't know where this race came from because he had been off to a really slow start in 2024. He had one victory earlier on in the year and then just couldn't get it done. And it kind of seemed like after the claim off of Carlos David that he was never going to get there. And sure enough, here today, I think at any given day, lightning could strike here. And today was his day.
Yeah, and he's got a running style that, this mile, which could be a little tricky for some of them. You watch him stride out there, and he's got a running style that should appreciate this.
Definitely.
But I don't know. I kind of picked up what you were hitting at there. Where did that come from?
Right. Yeah, it was odd.
Yeah, you're going to run it back or not. Right. So we'll see. Pirate Radio, actually, I had 3 back, and he's ran okay, but he got blasted in that Yorkville race last time.
Yeah. What do you think? I don't really like that race either.
I don't either. Things are getting hairy. Who actually beat him was 58-1 last time.
Yeah.
So I don't know if the bloom is off the rose for Pirate Radio, but and unfortunately, anybody that you like that you're trying to get clever with is now going to be way down.
Yeah, you won't get it.
No, with the big scratch in there. Good one in race number 5 on the turf, a firm turf course. The rails. 52 feet today. Take note of that. So that's a pretty big one there. These are $25,000 2 L's, the fillies and mares, 4-year-olds and up. The 2, Tinta Roja, is out of here. And late pick 5, we're going to start with her on that ticket. Then we'll get back to this race in a second.
Yeah, and it's a tough sequence.
Uh-huh.
I don't think I don't have anything too creative. I don't think. Race number 6, I do have the 3 on top, Starship Vengeance. Race 7, I'm just singling. I'm a lucky man. I needed to find a single because I felt like race 8 is a tough one. I do have the 7 on top, Raging Fury. But I could, if I could, I would have taken the all. Maybe lop one off of that. Would all is what I really could narrow it down to. Race number 9, the finale. I do have the 8 on top. That is El Chispazo for Mary Lightner and Edgar Zayas. It's a $36 play for me, Brian.
All right, let's get back to it because you're going to be rewarded if you get one of these 2 horses home.
Maybe, yeah.
I think. Who you got on top? Gimme Mo Baby?
No,
or,
Jayana.
Jayana. That should be a huge number. Go with her.
Yeah, she should be. So she's only been at this distance in one previous try, and it was 7.5 furlongs in a strictly 3-year-old tough race. Pounce was the winner of that race. And that was the only time. Now, from the beginning, and you had her on debut. She was like your long shot, I think.
She was 12 to 1 that day.
Yeah, when I saw her, I thought that she was going to need longer. So I was really shocked at how well she ran. And just since then, that's kind of stayed in the back of my mind. Now, they did try her going a mile on the dirt course, which she ran okay. But now we're back to the grass, and I don't know. I just think something funky could happen here.
Well, I'm not going to fight you on that because this is a tough to trust kind of race. The gang is all here.
Yes.
Okay, let's show it to you now because you got Mobe Princess, who was a close 5th. You've got, Mobe Princess, who was 2nd. This is the 12-19 race. Okay. Mobe Princess has actually run since then. She's my top pick. I don't know how you play Gimme Mo Baby. I don't know how you play anyone out of this race other than Mobe Princess, to be quite honest with you. And that's only because she's got speed, and we know this is right now this is a highway out there. You have to be honest about it.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. Yeah, and then we see Cha Cha Chucka. Here's my thing with Mobe Princess. I would be 1,000% in agreement with you if they would have skipped that 27th race. That was way too quick. She's a filly, and she's done some tough running. She's hard on herself. She runs a fast race every time, and to me, I can't go with her here today because of the spacing. I don't like that.
Yeah, I get it. She was back on 8 days rest on December 27th. I understand that. I just like her running style because there's not a lot of speed in this race. I think, I don't know, maybe I got it wrong, but I think the one Carrington's going to be a big favorite in here.
Right.
She doesn't have a lot of any speed, really.
No, not at all. And another one that probably should have been dropped in for a lower class earlier than she was.
And I think we just have to be honest about Gimme Mo Baby. She's slow.
She is. Yep. She is slow. The Bobby DeBona barn is really not had the strength that it has over the summer and the springtime, which that's fine. He got a couple of dead heats, which is very unlucky for him. But if she's going to show something, it'll be today.
Yes, and if they're going to bet her again, I don't know. I just don't see it. The miscreants on the outside with Irad, and she was 3rd in that race. That was a pretty good effort. 1 for 18, 8 slices, and a bad post position.
Yeah,
so
especially at 52 feet.
Especially at 52 feet.
7.5 furlongs.
Now the scratch will help her. It's not utter doom like if there were 10 or 11 of them in here, but boy, it is not good at all to be way out there. Let's take a look at race number 6 now. This is going to kick off the late pick 4, 5.5 on the Tapeta. These state-bred 3-year-old fillies will go at it. A clean field of 7. I'll take a look at my late pick 4 ticket now. I'm going to use 4 of them in this spot. I've got all those ones that Samantha's got too.
Right.
I'm a lucky man is my best bet in race 7. I agree with her on race number 8, although I have her top pick as well. That is the 7. That is Raging Fury. And in race number 9, the 1 on top, I'm due for Sweezy on the MSW drop.
Yep.
Big scratch in there, as I mentioned, of the morning line favorite to 3. We'll get to it in a second. Back to race 6. Now, this is going to go through Spirited Boss in grade A in some way, shape, or form. But I'll let you start, though, because you've got Starship Vengeance on top. She did run pretty well with a little bit of trouble in her debut.
Yeah, it was. In a barn, the Heather Smolin barn. New barn, we're still figuring things out. I'd like to see this barn get a win for sure. But this filly, she ran pretty well first time out, all things considered. The race produced 3 next out winners, including Madonata, who
Yep.
just she has one path to victory, which is going to the front, and that's it. And Starship Vengeance just chased the coattails of that. But there's no Madonata here today.
No, you you brought up a good point. She was the only one to make up any ground in that race on December 1st, and it was her debut. And she lost key position early, but I got to see this barn win a race before I can back it. To me, it's a post position race, and we'll show you now. Spirited Boss at 6-5 on debut in Grade A for Jerry O'Dwyer at 14-1, and Grade A ran way better than Spirited Boss, taking all the worst of it, and now today she gets all the best of it.
Yeah.
It's a big-time effort.
This was a huge effort. This is not easy to do. And look at the fractions. 21-2, 44-3. That is not easy at all. And the fact that she was still able to hang on for second in a big way, I think, was really impressive. Yeah, Spirited Boss to me just stalled. Aren't you supposed to win from this spot right here?
She was 3-5 on the far turn. Irad's in the catbird seat with his hands in the dashboard, and she just got swatted away by Grade A. And then here comes She's My Lady Luck to pick up all the pieces.
Yep.
Huge effort by Grade A, and today the roles are reversed. She's outside. So it's her today to me.
Yeah, I'd like to see this horse win today.
Yeah, and they're going to bet Spirited Boss again. That's why she's favored. She'll go favorite again, I'm sure, but she didn't run close to as good as Grade A ran. Here's a good stat for D'Angelo on the 1, 20% second start to Peta Sprint. So that figures, and you got Irad, and I get all that, but boy, I think she takes all the worst of it today, Samantha.
Yeah, I could not agree more, and like you said, you're just going to take an extremely short price.
Absolutely. Race number 7. 6 furlongs on a fast main track. These are 12-5 3Ls, 4-year-olds and up. It's a clean field of 8. You've got the one on top. That is my best bet of the day. This is a big drop the last time this horse ran on the main track.
Yeah, huge one. And this horse on the Tapeta last time out, after coming off of a pretty long freshening up, and it's more long just because you're shipping coast to coast, which is tough. This horse was so hard spent early on and paid the price late for it.
And the horse that he was dueling with last time, dead last.
Yeah.
And he was 4th, beaten just 3 1/4 lengths. That was a big time effort. I just think at the end of the day, he's just way too much racehorse for this group. You got Casika Barrio in second at what will be a big number here. He didn't fire on the Tapeta last time, but he did win against 2 L's on the dirt, 2 back.
Yeah, this was the lone win of Carlos Perez, I think, earlier on in that meet we particularly had. He was my long shot that day. I was just waiting for him to get on the dirt, and he did so well. Maybe he can bring that back again.
Yeah, it's possible. Leon McCannis ran him on the Tapeta off the claim last time, and he didn't run an inch. Had a huge number. I want to show you Austonian, who did run pretty well last time to graduate through the 2L ranks. He did have some trouble early. You're going to watch him here now, because for him to get up in time, I thought it was a pretty good effort. He dropped back early, and he kind of gutted it out. I don't know if that's going to cut it today, though.
It makes you wonder, right? But to be fair to him, horses that are $8,000 to $12,000 claimers don't have gears, and he was able to shift gears and bring something out of this. Now, I think Tyler Gaffleon was a big help in that as well. But, oh, come on. Amazing Woo was 4-5. That's who you're beating. Ugh.
No, he's going to have to run way better today. He does come in off a win. It's never a bad thing. But this is, your Casika Barrios 15-1 here for a reason, because this is a way tougher group than he just beat last time. David Song is off the claim for Powder Pop, back on the main track with good main track form.
Very good main track
Lace
form.
Up as well as a dropper for David. So this is a pretty salty group.
It is.
For a 12-5 3L.
I couldn't agree more.
All right, race number 8, back on the main track. Like that, 7 furlongs, fast main track, state bred optional claimer here. A good group, a clean group, but David Egan will ride the 2. Take note of that. Ray Lou Gutierrez, hope to get him back here sooner rather than later. We're both on the same pick. It's not with a whole heck of a lot of confidence, as I read your thoughts there, wanting to buy this race. Raging Fury, Beastly Speed, and Belts and Brooks all went at it. Let's show it to you here. Belts and Brooks scratched out of the Classic on Saturday to run in this spot. Here they are. I couldn't really find an excuse at 6-5 for Raging Fury. That's what bugs me a little bit.
Yeah, it's really hard to. And you look at who he was running against, too. Awesome Train was a complete no-show in that aforementioned Sunshine Classic the other day. So that kind of makes you wonder as well. This horse is a tough horse because I think he's probably at the end of the day needs to just be in restricted claiming tag level. But as far as this field goes, he got tired this race.
No, he did.
Yeah.
He was supposed to run better. He got set up as well, and he just didn't fire for whatever reason. Beastly Speed it was on the inside trying to gut it out last time. He's going to do the exact same thing today. The cutback will not hurt him. Luis Saez got a feel for him last time, so we're right in a rip here.
Yeah.
You found Roar Ready. I think he's a little interesting. Thank you guys. Beastly Speed for Bobby D. Positive ROI is surprising. 23%. That's just kind of what Bobby does all through and through. It's a route to sprint. Roar Ready is interesting. I don't really know if they'll bet him or not. They never usually do. He's got races that would put him smack in the middle of this group, right?
Tough races that he was in for just the state breds. You know that he's fit coming into this race here. Even with a couple months off, I think that it's significant that he gets into a field like this now. Is he this type of horse anymore now that he's a 4-year-old? That remains to be seen, but we'll find out a lot today at least. Yeah,
and while theoretically he is dropping out of a stakes and overnight handicap, it probably is a drop. Those were 3-year-olds.
Exactly.
Just make sure you realize that. Was not facing older horses like he is today. Good one in the finale on the turf, 7.5. Again, those rails at 52 feet and what is a $35,000 maiden claimer for the 3-year-olds. Big scratch of the 3. War Warrior, your morning line favorite, is out. The 11 draws in and will run, and Dylan Davis will swap over and will ride the 11 Bolt to run. And you are on the 8 at a big number. That is El Shespazo for Mary Leitner, Zayas, turf stretching, second time out.
Throwing everything at this horse now. Look, this horse, I am not going to lie, not bred for the turf, doesn't have any kind of aura of a grass horse here, but what I like about him is he's got some speed.
Yep.
And that is so key here, and you mentioned it's quick out there. And I think you could sneak away with being a 1-for-20 first-time sire on the grass on a course like this, just everything given. I think that the distance is there for him at least.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
I think he can get it, yeah.
By a Breeders' Cup Juvenile winner, right? St. Patrick's Day, so distance for sure. The other thing that's going to help you is the horse that scratched, War Warrior, was the speed. So now things really get a little muddled in here. I am and always was on the 1. I'm due. Down on the inside, a dropper for Sweezy, and the turf form is, good enough to play with this group.
Oh, absolutely. Right. This is a good drop in class for this horse as well. The race that he's coming out of was a real mess of a race. There was so much going on within the race there, so I think that he'll have a much better shot at it today. The rails were at 66 feet that day, and he was from an outside post, which was tough. I like him being back to the inside.
Yeah, now. He was the post today is just monumentally different from last time. I had a 4 and 6 wide around the turn, so he lost a ton of ground, which is very likely going to happen to the 10. Dazzle AP at least now defaults into the favorite in here, at least on the line. Maiden special weight dropper. Clement's off to a good start. This horse was. Here's the thing that bugs me a little bit. In a 10-horse field, this horse was 4-1 on debut. And now he's in for 35. I don't like that.
Yeah, it's not great. And he's a have to accomplish gal who we like so much. I would like to see this horse sprinting. I know that the Daily Racing Form thinks that this is a sprint, but it's not. But at least we're cutting back a little bit. But what an impossible post position.
Yeah. Boy, you took me all the way to the last race after 2 7.5s on the turf to mention that. You're right. You beat me to the pot there.
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
Clement, 1 for 21. Maiden special weight to maiden claiming. Oof, I wouldn't want too short of a number from the parking lot on this guy here. But it is, again, the biggest drop in all of racing. Yeah. Okay, let's take a look at the lightning round. After 9 of them for you. Standings are up first, as they are each and every Wednesday here. And as they will be each and every Wednesday. Now, I don't think anything's going to change until the Friday of Curlin, Florida Derby Day. Look at this tour de force.
Yeah, Irad Ortiz even going over to Tampa to ride and bopping around. He just has drawn away the podium, though. Edgar Zaya's doing well. Tyler's doing well. All these guys are just good stuff here.
Yeah, no doubt about it. That'll be fun to watch for the remainder of the championship meet with all these guys now engrossed here on a daily basis.
Engrossed.
You like that?
No.
Not bad, right?
Yeah.
Trainers, Safi's still keeping on. But look at Jose D'Angelo and even Mark Cassie. And there's, I don't think Todd was here last week, so he's on the board now, and that doesn't figure to change.
No, not at all. If anything, just keep moving up and heading out.
Yep, no doubt. And Safi and Todd Pletcher will be front and center in the Pegasus with White Abario and Locked, who will, I would assume, vie for favoritism in that race. We already mentioned it, but if you're here at Gulfstream Park today, it is Wiener Wednesday. Pretty cool promotion. You bet $10 and get a free hot dog.
It's
Sign
great.
me up for that.
Yeah, you can do that easily around here.
I can do that.
Yeah, I think that there's probably a limit. We'll confirm on that one.
We're going to test that.
We're going to test it today.
We're going to test that and get back to you on that. I am going to test that.
Okay.
At least. We've talked about it. We will continue to talk about it. We have to talk about it because our feature day on January 25th is getting really close.
Yeah.
And today, the last group of noms and invites will go out. And we've been talking about this quite a bit. That's a pretty darn good race right there if everybody shows.
Yep, it really is. This is all of the older horse contention right now, minus maybe like Sierra Leone or something like
that. Who was never, not coming here anyway.
Right,
so that's
exactly. So it wouldn't matter. Yep. So this is it, and it's exciting. You got to talk to Ken McPeak on Saturday after his work, and it was great how transparent he was with everything. That. Yep, and this will be a fun race.
Mystic Dan's a Kentucky Derby winner. His fair odds in this race, I'm not going to say that's his morning line, but his fair odds in this race are about 20-1. It's that good of a race.
Yep.
Got a little appeal with the Philly Power Squeeze looking for. Senior Buscador was a huge second in this race last year, and there's nobody as good as National Treasure in the race this year, I don't think, at least right now. Locked is your up-and-comer. White Abario back home, California contingent as well. Brad Cox has won this race in the past, and Saudi Crown's got big races in him. He's got a little Jekyll and Hyde in him, too, but this is a fun race. Mixto won the Pacific Classic last year. Baffert Ian with Imagination, who just ran very fast in the Malibu. Fun, big-time race, and of course there's a trio of them as well with the turf and the filly and mare turf. Oh, there we go. Great stuff, guys. Thank you.
Yeah.
Balnikoff, we looked at him a little bit. Integration, we know. The Godolphin horse of Nation's Pride is exciting. You got the turf horse with Chad Brown as well.
I think that one's he will not run. I think that was a late one, so we'll have somebody else come up. But we'll show you this list after the other invitation list goes out today.
Johannes has been declared as well.
Yeah, and Johannes as well. So, but just such an exciting time.
Yeah, without a doubt. Huge card, 7 graded stakes on Pegasus Saturday, the first of our trio of monster Saturdays. Of course, Fountain of Youth and then Curlin, Florida Derby. To wrap it all up, your best bet today?
Replevin.
Okay, a little bit early on.
As some would say, is not a good best bet to have.
Not a good what?
Not a good best bet.
No?
Yeah.
No, I like it. I got him.
Thank you.
I got an 8-5 on top, and that is a little bit later on in race 7. I'm a lucky man. I guess your long shot was the race 1 too?
Yeah, it was race 1. Yeah,
that's why you don't see it there.
Yeah, we both lost our long shot in the opener.
That's a bummer. My long shots have been so good. My best bets, not good at all. So we'll try to work on that.
We'll work on it today by default.
We'll do it. Sounds good. We got 24 minutes to race number 1. We've got 9 of them for you on a Fast and Firm Wednesday. Ronnie's coming up for the opener. Pete Aiello upstairs with not a lot of scratches and changes. Happy Wednesday, everybody.